Does mass migration from Haiti benefit the American people? The answer is obviously no. 65% of non-immigrant Haitian-headed households are on welfare. Does that make America stronger or more prosperous or more wealthy in any way? Of course it doesn't.
On September 9th, 2022. The prior administration allowed him to be released into the United States and subsequently granted him temporary protected status, giving him a legal safeguard to remain in our country. As of yesterday, the Trump administration stripped that safeguard, and his protections are now revoked.
The Democrats in Congress and 6 rhino crossovers are playing a very dangerous game. Just this morning, these individuals voted to approve temporary protected status to Haitians for 3 more years. These are Haitian refugees that are here and therefore assume protected status. The problem, though, with everything that they're saying is it's a sham. It's a lie. It's completely not true. I know, surprising that the Democrats would lie, but why are these crossover Republicans even involved in such a bill? I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to know, not only about these Republicans, but about the specifics of what the maneuvering and the lying is all about. Because where this goes is not good, and it's happening right under Donald Trump's nose.
Dangerous. And it is preventable. To deport anyone to Haiti right now is unlawful, and it would be a death sentence. Dangerous.
Okay, so Presley is making the case that sending any of these refugees back to Haiti would be terrible, unlawful, and dangerous. Fine, not surprising, again, coming from some bleeding heart progressive that will do anything to protect the illegal aliens that are here already. But this is where she's wrong, and this is where every one of the progressives is wrong. Many, if not the majority, of the Haitians that have come here in the last 7 years, well, they came here under false premise. They came here illegally. And remember, 15 years ago, Haiti had an earthquake. That's where the initial temporary protective status bill went into play. So ever since then, they've been kicking the can down, getting extensions in play. But the problem with these extensions is that as of late, this video right here was shot in 2021. This is a video of over 15,000 Haitians that crossed the border illegally under Joe Biden and border czar Kamala Harris's watch. But this is the problem. And this is where Presley's totally wrong. These Haitians didn't come from Haiti. They actually came from South America through the international land bridges, through the Darien Gap. And this group mostly came from Chile, which is a country that does have protected status for refugees, as does the 10 other countries that these individuals had to cross borders of which and then eventually end up in America. So this is the question for the 6 rhinos, and this is the question for Presley. When individuals come and cross multiples of borders, all of those countries should have taken them in. They chose not to. And we know that there was a coordinated effort under Biden to incentivize each one of these caravans of illegals through borders of countries that accept refugees. So this group of 12,000 or 15,000 Haitians, rather, they came here under false premise, false pretense, illegally, and should not be granted temporary protected status. So 15,000 of them. Here, I'll turn the volume down just so you can see some of this video, because this is an enormous amount of people. Again, they were living in Brazil, they were living in Chile, and other countries, all of which who had laws on the books to accept refugees. But now these individuals, they land in America. And what do when they're in America? Well, some of these individuals don't do very good things. So now, just 2 weeks ago in Key West, this is a Haitian refugee who was offered temporary protected status by the Biden regime and who came to this country illegally under the Biden regime. Well, he ended up brutally, how do we put this safe for YouTube? Extinguishing an American citizen at a gas station with a hammer. And this was the press conference of the police breaking down exactly how this gentleman came to this country and was offered temporary protected status. Have a listen.
Joaquin, an illegal alien from Haiti, first entered the United States on August 9th, 2022, near Key West, Florida, subsequent to a maritime smuggling operation. He was arrested by the United States Border Patrol. He was turned over to ICE ERO for detention and was later issued a immigration judge's final order of removal on September 9th, 2022. The prior administration allowed him to be released into the United States and subsequently granted him temporary protected status, giving him a legal safeguard to remain in our country. As of yesterday, the Trump administration stripped that safeguard, and his protections are now revoked.
So good. He's going to be going back to Haiti, and this is the video, incidentally, of this poor lady. As you can see here, I'm not going to play it because it's terribly graphic. That was, again, extinguished, we'll say, for YouTube's safe algorithms by Robert Joachim with a hammer. But now let's make it even better, because in the opening clip, you saw a Republican congressman quoting a figure, and the figure said that 65% of Haitian households who are temporarily protected in America, well, they're on taxpayer-funded welfare. The Haitians are about 5 blue lines in, and you'll see that that is 65%. So, again, is this country sending their best? Is this country sending physicians and engineers and people that can contribute productively to our society? Or are these refugees that are under this TPS order, are they milking taxpayer dollars and our social services? I think we know the answer. So, the good news is that this bill is now rumored to get stopped at the Senate. The Senate is not going to pass this bill. The problem is that the Supreme Court will be hearing arguments on the Trump administration's efforts to terminate TPS for the Haitians. So the Senate's going to stop the bill that was advanced through the House because of 6 rhino crossovers. And now the SCOTUS is going to hear arguments. The problem, though, with the SCOTUS argument is this. This is what nobody's telling you. Amy Coney Barrett, who can go either way, depending on how the wind is blowing, with her rulings as one of the Supreme Court justices, well, she has 2 Haitian orphans that she's adopted into her family, which is wonderful. But we already know that Amy Coney Barrett can be very easily influenced and has a tendency to vote left. So how do you think this SCOTUS ruling is going to go as it pertains to extending TPS protections for these Haitians? Again, I'm going to go back to this. Many of the Haitians that came here in the last 7 years, starting at the beginning of the Biden administration, did so illegally and did so under false premise because they originated from a host country that already had laws to accept refugees, and then they walked or got on trains and came right on through other countries until they got to America. So why is it on us to house these people when they walked through or trained through 10 other countries that could have done the same thing or should have done the same thing? But don't forget, everything's going to be okay, because we were told by Bill Maher and by Conan O'Brien and all of the Hollywood left that Haiti is a great place. right? Let's make Haiti great again. They told us this, that it's safe and that it should be just fine. So what is it? Is it okay for Presley to petition to all of us that Haiti is a dangerous place and that it's a death sentence to send them back? Or is Hollywood correct in saying that Haiti's great, it's no problem? And remember, this was all from the kerfuffle of Donald Trump saying that Haiti is a shithole. So you tell me, why do we have all of these people coming across borders? Why do we have politicians telling us it's terribly dangerous? And why are we allowing criminals like this gentleman that came into the America, offered TPS, and is American citizens? This is where we are. So at the beginning of the story, I told you that Democrats and these 6 rhinos are playing a very dangerous game. This is a game of chicken with the safety and security of your family and mine, with some of these refugees, not only from Haiti, but other countries as well, who are unvetted and here under false premise. That's where we are. And these 6 rhinos help the Democrats get it through. And we're also going to have an obstacle navigating around SCOTUS and Coney Barrett. But it gets worse. These same 6 rhinos are sponsored, co-sponsored, or supporting a bill that's going through Congress as we speak called the Dignity Act. The Dignity Act doesn't care what country you came from and doesn't care if you're a refugee or here under false premise. What the Dignity Act does, and Maria Salazar right here, who got a huge endorsement from Donald Trump, well, she sponsored this Dignity Act that says this: if you've been here for whatever reason, illegally, not legally, or illegally, legally, under refugee status, etc., it doesn't matter. But as long as you haven't committed a crime, we're going to build a pathway for amnesty. So we have Republicans in Congress right now that are swinging over the line and advancing Democrat causes that are all lies. And we also have the rhinos in Congress that are pushing amnesty plans. 79 million Americans said enough. That's what we voted for. We voted for secure and closed borders and mass deportations. And Maria Salazar and the rhinos in Congress are doing everything they can to stop it. All the while, we have individuals and citizens that are in danger's way, because this is what happens when you bring people through totally unvetted. And by the way, this individual that was involved in this hammer attack in Key West, he didn't have a criminal record until he did this. So he would have qualified for Salazar's Dignity Act. That's where we're at. And it's not good. Donald Trump and the rest of the America First and MAGA contingent in Congress must stop this. Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, must stop this. And John Thune, you better get the Senate to stop this TPS order that the House was foolish enough to send your way. So if you've yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so. And if you like stories like this, share it. Share it with your friends and whoever else needs to see the truth of the breakdown of what's going on in D.C. with the swamp, with the progressive lies, and with trying to make America safe again. These stories are critical because all of the mainstream media isn't telling you the truth. Our very next story, by the way, is a complete breakdown of Gavin Newsom's grifting and skirting campaign finance laws, allegedly. It looks like that's what he's up to. So not only is a failed governor, not only is he good friends with Eric Swalwell, who has just resigned from Congress and pulled out of the governor's race, but he's also the next Democrat candidate for 2028, and you're going to want to see that story. It's coming up next. Have a look.